Hello. Hi, everyone. Hola, amigos, amigas. Bienvenidos a Lima. Welcome to Lima, Peru. Once again, welcome to this beautiful destination in South America. Today, we are going to see a beautiful sunset and we're going to learn about stories and legends related with the demons, the devils, the beasts of the Andes. Traditions that started long time ago, before the conquest of this territory during the period of the Spanish conquista, and stories that still are with us. I am very happy to be able to share with you these stories because many of them were told by my grandmother a long time ago when I was a little kid. It is a tradition for us, not just in Peru, in Latin America, to use a lot the oral transmission to continue keeping alive our stories, our identity as a nation. So today I have a little compilation of legends of these demons and beasts from the jungle of Peru. And the sunset is really about to happen. Of course, it's still in some minutes. So let me turn the camera to the other side. I will flip the camera and I will walk a little bit closer to the edge, to the cliff, so you can have the chance of seeing this sunset from a better perspective. We are not beginning yet, still we have some minutes to begin. But I would like to first say hi to all the people joining. I am climbing over this fence over there. So let me say hi to the people joining, and also once again, thanks a lot for coming. To all my friends from all over the world, and to my new friends, let me give you a warm welcome into my channel here in Lima, Peru. So hello, Chris. Hola, Marlene. Thanks for coming. Marilyn, my dear, gracias por venir. Thanks for visiting. Hola, Linda. Jane. Hello. Hola, Linda. Kay, hola. Terry, my dear. Thanks for visiting. Cari, hola. Hello, thanks for coming. Denise, hello. Hi from Australia. Oh, okay. You are really like literally the other side of the planet. So you might be close to actually, having the sunrise, probably, or you have had it some hours ago. Hola, Cari, Linda, Natasha, Melissa, Marty, Marlene. Hello, Marilyn, Jessica, Sam, hola, thanks for coming. Thank you so much for the follow, Kay. Gracias, Marlene. Thanks for your deep support. Thank you so much, amigos. It is a little bit windy. Yes, it's a bit windy, and it hasn't been really windy, never here, never enough to cause a problem. So I really hope you are able to hear me well. There are many people around. I really like you to have the chance of experimenting the breeze, the breeze of the ocean, because I want you to feel here. So if I diminish the breeze, probably the experience will not be as being next to the ocean, next to the sea. And I hope that the wind will not be a problem to the stories I have to tell you today, the stories I have for you. And also, if you stay until the end, I will give you a little present I have prepared for you all. So I really hope that you come until the end and you enjoy these stories. Thanks a lot for your tip support, by the way. As you know, tours, this tour or travel, let's say, system of virtual travel is something that started for most of us back in the pandemic. And Heygo is not the only company that began back then, but many of them are gone because the pandemic is over. People are starting to traveling, and the free model system was not really something many companies could handle for long. So I am so happy that Heygo still is with us, and the only way we can keep Heygo running is well, with our support. So if you can support your local guides, your favorite guides, maybe with a tip or becoming a sponsor, not necessarily hear me, but your favorite guys around the world, that would be super. So because we guides never take all the tips for us, we split always the tips with Hego for Hego to continue existing. So the sunset is happening, amigos. Look at that. And today, very pretty and very different from other sunsets because, gracias, 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 Marlene. Because it is behind the island Fronton. So you can see in front of us two islands, which in the pre-Hispanic times were considered to be not just like impressive natural spots, that were of very special beauty, considered very beautiful by the indigenous people of the coast of Peru. They consider these islands, here you can see San Lorenzo Island and Fronton Island over here, they consider them both to be um, gods. They consider them to be protectors. They even consider that life began for them in those islands. Gracias, Kay. Gracias, gracias, amigos. So here you can see the last moments of sunlight in this part of the world, and as the like if we were turning off, the light, the sky is going to turn into pretty colors, and I really love the colors that come after the sun sets, because this really goes excellent with my stories, like today's stories that I have for you. These stories are selected, of course. There is a beautiful selection I've done today of 7 legends and traditions. And these traditions are from the jungle. Okay. If you came to my last, let's say, event of dedicated to the beasts of the Andes, I talk about the gods of the let's say of the part of the Andes, the mountains, the highland section of the country. But today I will tell you the stories from the jungle. So now we're going to continue with this series, and as I said before, I have some stories selected. So let's begin with the first one, and let me introduce you this character that you are seeing here. Please give a click to the image that I'm sharing here in the chat section. The name of this devil from the jungle is Chuya Chaki. So the Chuya Chaki is one of the most popular creatures of the Amazon area of Peru, and its name means uneven feet. So the feet of the Chuya Chaki, if you check on the image I just shared, they are not the same. One looks like a human feet, and the other one more like, let's say, a goat feet. Right? So it is a small creature, no more than 1 meter high, and it looks human. He dresses with a poncho. A poncho is this type of cloth that we use in the Andes. And he has pointy ears, he has red eyes, and a big nose. He also looks like an old man. So he doesn't look young. So the appearance of the Chuyachaki is really not the one most people get to see of him, because he can transform. He transforms into, could be someone known by the victim that he has chosen to catch. So this person, oh sorry, I have a person that is hearing music, so I will go a little bit farther away from here because he's really in the mood of some nice music. So as I was saying, we're moving just a little bit farther away from the appearance of the beautiful, sky that we have here in front. So as I was saying, when the Chuyachaki has a victim that he already has decided to catch, he transforms into a person known by the victim. So it could be a relative, it could be a friend, right? And he gets close to that person. So, but what is the situation in which he catches his victims? Well, in the jungle, when people travel to the jungle, usually, and they experience being immersed in that jungle that is covered with green, it is quite easy to get lost. So he usually appears to people that get lost, and his intention is taking them away. We don't know exactly what happens with these people. They just disappear. Right? The few people that were able to escape from the Chuyachaki were people who knew about this creature, and they identified this creature, by noticing his feet. Okay, so the feet of the Chuyachaki are uneven. Let me share with you. Sorry, I will share with you an image of the difference between the feet. Right. So one of the ways you can recognize a Chuyachaki is seeing the foot tracks of this person. So trying to see the tracks left behind. And if they are of uneven feet, you have to run away from there. Usually, people that have been able to see the uneven feet of the Chuyachaki, which is very rare, they run away immediately. And there are people that swear they have seen the Chuyachaki, right? But they were able to survive because they noticed the feet right away. Okay, so the only way to survive the attack of the Chuyachaki is basically running away. It's the only way because there's no spell, no way you can kill the creature. Hmm? The next god or demon or beast of the jungle is the Yakumama. And by the way, I like to talk about the Yakumama here in front of the ocean because the Yakumama is a spirit that is connected with the big bodies of water in the jungle. Could be lakes, could be big rivers. So let me tell you a little bit of the meaning of the name Yakumama. So Yaku means water in Quechua, and Mama means mother. So, oh, by the way, just to give you a look of one of the things that happens at this time in the afternoon here, the paramotor. It's like parasailing with a motor. So people like to do this at this time in the sunset because it's really pretty. The images you can have from here, from above, isn't this pretty? Yes, yes, it is, Marlene. Okay, Karin. Also, what a beautiful view, right? We are here above the cliff, so that's why we get these very pretty uh, colors of the sky, and the best really location to see the ocean is from the cliff. So, gracias, Marlene. Yes, yes, I'm really happy you're enjoying the view. So let me share the pictures of the Yakumama because you want to know, of course, how are these creatures. So the Yakumama is a huge, gigantic snake from the jungle. It lives in rivers and also in lakes. The few people that have been able to survive the attack of the Yakumama say that is longer than 60 meters. So it's a huge, it's like a, big track. I don't know. It's huge. And 60 meters long, no? And also it has some, like an anaconda, Marlene, exactly. But the anaconda is a miniature in between if you compare it to the Yakumama. The Yakumama is a spirit, it's a powerful spirit. The people who've been able to survive the attacks of the Yakumama, they say that one of the powers this animal has is throwing streams of water from its mouth. It also is so powerful that it can knock down trees just from its movement. When it moves from one side to another, It throws down trees in the jungle, and it's the one that produces pathways in the jungle. So it is considered to be a very important spirit. In this case, although it's a beast, of course, is to be feared. The people usually who fear the Yakumama are the people who cut the trees in the jungle illegally. So it is known as the spirit protector of the jungle, of the trees, right? Killing all these people if they are on its way, right? It protects also the rivers and the lakes. This is a really powerful entity that sometimes when it gets its maximum, let's say, length, mm, which is huge, it is so big that it cannot be for long into the water, right? Its body is too big. So it has to take out of the water its head. And when it does it, trying to spot humans or to eat the humans because she eats alive humans, as you can see in my pictures. In the second picture I shared of the Yakumama, she first hypnotized the people, the victims of her attack, right? So, and because of its gigantic size, can swallow completely alive a human. The next creature that we are going to talk about, that is from the jungle of Peru, is El Tunche. El Tunche is another very popular entity, spirit of the jungle. Everybody from the jungle knows and fears the Tunche. It is an evil spirit that goes errant at night time in the jungle. It is recognizable by its creepy whistle. It has a very, very thin whistle, and so thin that I cannot really reproduce it. But imagine you are lost in the jungle at night as it's getting dark in this moment and we're seeing the darkness coming, and you hear this whistle behind you, that makes your skin to raise like the cat, the back of the cat, right? Yes, Marlene is getting better and better. This orange color appearing. Oh, what a pretty, pretty, like a rainbow in the sky. And also, to give you an idea of the tunche, I have an image that is going probably to freak you out this night. Remember, check below your bed. Maybe the tunche is around. Huh? So imagine seeing the tunche in the middle of the jungle after that creepy whistle, that is getting closer to you. Tradition says, yes, Melissa, very spooky. I cannot imagine that. Tradition says that the spirit of El Tunche is in fact the spirit of a tormented man who was a sinner, who was a mean person. And well, this was his burden, right? He couldn't find rest. The Tunche likes to scare people because remember, it's the spirit of a mean person, right? And goes errands as most of the gods and devils from the jungle, making its victims panic and die from heart attacks. So this is the biggest joy of this entity, scaring people and killing them from heart attacks. It can adopt a human form or the shape of a bird. Well, but just to get closer to the victims of the Tunche. And then it shows its terrible appearance. So you're going to see another recreation of the Tunche, right? There is something really interesting about this entity, because these stories sometimes have a part of truth, part of reality. There is a bird called the tunche in the jungle, and this bird has a very very thin sing, like that is very very creepy. So seems that actually the tunche do exist, but is in fact a bird. This bird, as I said before, it is called tunche. So the next legend is called La Runamula. So what is Runamula? Well, when an indigenous woman, married or engaged, has an affair with a priest. I remember in the old days, oh, we had many indigenous people who were forced into converting into the faith introduced by the Spanish, the Catholic faith. So the priests went far, far away into different communities in the jungle, and sometimes some affairs happen between the indigenous women and them. So when a married that is promised to another man falls in love of a priest, she has a curse over her immediately. And that curse turned her into Runamula. So the Runamula is half human and half mule. So do you want to see the Runamula? Let me show you the image of a Runamula right away. The Runamula must be a terrible creature, of course. Imagine her errand at nighttime, and throwing fire from her mouth. The Runamula converts into this shape only in full moon. And what is even creepier, Marlene, about her is the rider of the Runamula, because the tradition says that the rider of this entity is the devil himself. The Runamula is a condemned creature, condemned spirit that can be saved. That's something good at least. Has salvation, of course, this creature. How we can save a Runamula? If you see one, you have to try to keep a distance from her and follow her until she turns into human again. When she turns into a human, and most likely she will be a little bit confused because she is not in her house, she's away in a location that she doesn't know, you have to take her immediately to a shaman, to a healer, to cure her. With some spells, she can come back to being a normal human. Okay? So, the next legend, this one is also very interesting. It is the story of the Jacuruna. What is Jacuruna? Well, Jacu in Quechua means water. In Peru, besides Spanish, we speak Quechua. It's the second most spoken language in the country, and it's spoken mainly in the Andes, places like Cusco, Puno, Arequipa, and many other cities in the country, and also in parts of the jungle. So, Jacu means water, and Runa means man. So, the Jacu Runa means the man of the water. It is the most important magical creature of the jungle. It inhabits the depths of the rivers and the lakes. the underground world. It is described as an anthropomorphous reptile riding a black caiman, wearing shoes made from turtle shells and with a snake as a belt. So if you want to see how this creature looks like, let me show you his appearance. What do you think about the Jacuruna? Is it familiar to you? Have you ever seen or hear about an entity similar? Probably yes. Let me tell you a bit more about the Jacuruna. So, it can transform into a very attractive man. His objective is to seduce women, to take them into the depths of the water, to make them his eternal slaves. Linda, yes, yes, remember you have to check under the bed tonight just in case. So, the Yakuruna is feared because of the way how he can seduce women. The few people who had survived the attacks of the Yakuruna were saved by other people because he sort of like hypnotizes the woman that he is interested to take into his kingdom in the water. Right? So he and the people, the women that he takes underground, produce children, which turn into mermaids, the mermaids of the jungle, called taras. I will share with you another image of this entity, and you will tell me if you have ever seen this creature before. If you recognize this creature from maybe a movie, I will give you 20 points. Yes, Marlene, do you remember the movie? Who remembers the movie that portrays a Yakuruna? Marlene, interesting. This is also one of those movies, and I think there is one more movie that is more like Hollywood recent. Would you like to know the name? Probably it's going to come. So it's Marlene, interesting. Yes, yes, yes. The creature from the Black Lagoon. So we have there the Yakuruna and one more. Maybe Marilyn is about to remember it. Do you remember the movie The Shape of the Water? Who remembers the movie The Shape of the Water? It's a few years ago. So that movie portrays also a Yakuruna. It is from, I think, Del Toro, the director of the movie. I can be wrong, but I think it's Benicio del Toro. And that movie also portrays a creature that at the end of the story takes his loved one, a woman that wants to save him. She is, I think, mute, and he takes her down to the water, and at the end she turns into a submarine creature, and they live together then in the water, in the depths of the water. So that was no other than a Jakuruna. Excellent. So please watch that movie. It's really, really beautiful if you have the chance to do that. And we're going with the last two stories. Prepare. So we're going to talk now about the Bufeo Colorado. Yes, Kai, it's one of my favorite movies, that one, The Shape of the Water. The Bufeo Colorado. What is a bufeo? Have you heard the bufeo word before? It's an animal, by the way. It's an animal from the jungle. The bufeo is the pink dolphin from the jungle, from the Amazon. Yes, Sam. It is a pretty, pretty dolphin. It's pink and it's blind almost because in the water of the river, the water of the river is so dark that the eyes don't function there, no? So they don't need to see anything. So the Bufeo colorado is a special creature. Let me show you a Bufeo colorado over here, right? So the Bufeo colorado is the name of a creature that has the appearance of a pink dolphin, but has the power of transforming into a handsome blonde man. So he is not like the Jacuruna because Jacuruna transforms into a handsome man. He transforms only into a blonde man. And he likes to appear in parties in the jungle. Oh. So the reason why he appears in parties is because people have drunken a little bit. They don't get to see the details of other people, so they are more friendly, and that's the moment when he appears trying to take women, right? So they want to seduce women, and take them again into the river. Hola Marilu, my dear. So something interesting about the Bufeo Colorado is that he transforms, hola my dear, hola Marilu, transforms into a man, but there is a thing he cannot change from his body. Like in the case of the Chuyachaki, that when he transforms, he cannot change his left foot, sorry. He cannot, the Bufeo, transform completely his face. So his face looks very attractive, but his nose holes look too big. That's why he uses a hat. And that hat protects his nose. So in that way, people don't see the strange shape of his nose. Oh, yes, Marilu, we are seeing the last moments of sunlight in the sky. How pretty, right? How pretty. It looks like a rainbow. So, let me also show you the metamorphosis of the Bufeo Colorado. Thank you, Natasha. Thanks for your tip support, amiga. Thank you, thank you. And by the way, we are seeing the change of the colors in the sky. So pretty. I really, this is really my favorite moment. Like, I like the sunset, but I really like the most the after sunset moment when it starts changing the colors in the sky. So here you can see in the picture the metamorphosis of this Bufeo Colorado into a human and back into a pink dolphin. Mm. So when you go to the jungle to parties, especially when you're a man, and if you for any reason are using a hat and you are blonde, people will immediately ask you to remove your hat to see your nose holes, uh, because they want to check if you are able fail. So just in case, they don't want their girls to be taken away by a handsome blonde man that in reality is a devilish spirit. And last but not least, we are going to the last story. The Ayay Mama. Yes, Adrian. Yes, I do agree. But this one here is sad as well. I wanted to finish this series of stories with one story that is quite sad, but also it probably will make us think in the origin of some of the stories that we have presented today, because it's understandable that some of these stories have probably a real story, a real origin that later turn into these fantastic stories, right? So, what is the Ayay Mama? The Ayaymama is a nocturnal bird. Its name comes from its sad singing, which sounds like a cry. Ayaymama! Ayaymama! This creature is really strange. Actually, you can see a picture of the Ayaymama here. I will share with you the image. So, what do you think about this bird, my friends? Do you like it? When I saw the picture of an ayay mama for the first time, I believe it was a joke. First of all, I believe it was a puppet. I believe it was like anything but a bird, and I love birds. So imagine seeing the ayay mama, in front of you at nighttime, probably with a night of, full moon. Anyways, the legend of this bird appeared long time ago when a terrible disease killed many people in the jungle. Most of these diseases appear when the, let's say, missionaries went to the jungle. They introduced new diseases, and unfortunately, people had no immunity to those diseases. So, well, many people start to die from this disease unknown, from this pest. And the story says that a mother, trying to save her two kids from the pest, a boy and a girl, took them far away into the jungle and left them seated on a rock, safe, with the promise of coming back soon for them. After a time, the children started to get scared and started to cry and walk, looking for mom. The moon felt very sad for the kids, and as a way to help them, turned them into a bird. So they turned into two birds, which were the Jacomama. So let me show you the picture of the Jacomama. So they flied away looking for mom, but unfortunately, mom was dead from the disease. They couldn't find mom, and since then, they are crying for her, calling her eternally. Ay, ay, mama! Ay, ay, mama! And this is the story of this bird, which is very unlikely not to be, let's say, one you could imagine, that was the figure of two kids that were looking for the mom, and also is connected with the story of a mom who tried to save her beloved children from the pest. So I really hope you enjoyed this series, this selection today of stories, of legends from the past, from ancient Peru. And I have a little surprise for you all, for my friends who were here. This is a little present. I am an amateur writer, and I love to write because most of the stories, the legends, the things that I've learned as a tour guide, you cannot really find in books or in documentaries. So I wanted to give you a little booklet that I made with legends of Peru, demons and beasts. So you can find this book in this link that I just posted here. It is free download. I just finished it today for you all. So if you would like to read this book, it has also a compilation from the demons and beasts that I also mentioned in my previous event. So I will be very, very happy that you can also read this book. This is a little booklet, really. It's very little. It's a little something. But I wanted just to share with you the traditions of Peru, these stories, because I know if you've been to this event, you are interested in these legends, and also as a way to say thanks to you all for coming to my events, for supporting this channel, to my sponsors who are here, and I really love very much, and I really don't know how to say thanks to you all besides words, to my friends who have been tipping and supporting these events from the beginning, to my new friends who are here. I know that it's not possible every day to support every guy. We are so many, and I live also on a budget. But I really want to thank you all for every tip, for every sponsorship, for every moment you took the time to share my events, or pictures from my past events on the group of Facebook of the Voyagers. It means a lot to me. Thanks so much. I've been doing these virtual tours consistently since 2020 when the pandemic began. And I thank the opportunity of being part of this lovely community. And I will continue doing this. Is not about bye, by the way. This is just, like a beginning of many more adventures together. If you like this series of Demons and Beasts from the Andes, let me know it, please, in the comment section. Thank you, my friends. Thank you, Adrian, Marilyn, Molly. Muchas gracias, amigos, amigas. Thank you. Well, it's really helping me. Gracias, Marty. Your support, your team support. And as you know, we are not guys getting the full of the tips. We split the tips with Hago for Hago to continue existing as a free platform. We all want to keep it free because I believe, and I'm sure you believe, that culture should be, like for free. Like that the culture should not be something just you can access through paying. You have to access it as a right. So I believe in that. And well, thanks a lot for coming. If you would like to know how to tip and you don't know because maybe you are new, and by the way, if you are new, thanks for coming. I hope you enjoy the event. So I am activating a tip button. You can even tip after the end of this tour. So you don't need to do it right now. If you cannot do it, you can do it even after the end of this event. Mwah. Muchas gracias, amigos. Hope to see you next week. I have many more events. There is one event coming next week that I am preparing really, really like well. It's about the Afro-Peruvian history. We are going to talk about the African influence in Peru, so you all are invited. Probably you already know that I love history. I am a frustrated archaeologist and historian. So, but I am a tour guide, so I love to share history with you, stories every day. So please come to my event. You are going to find it really interesting. Oh, Pamela, thank you, my dear. Here is our guide in Banff, Pamela. Hola, hola. Pamela, you have to see my book of the legends of the demons and the beast of the Andes. It's a bestiary of the Andes. So I'm just going to post it for you all. It's free download. I made it for you all with all my heart. So I hope you like it. Sorry if I am not writing correct English. I'm trying to improve every time also. Mwah. Thank you. Have a lovely rest of the weekend. Have a lovely Sunday tomorrow. And best to you. See you, see you. Let me turn the camera to show you the beautiful. Oh, look at this. Oh my God, this is pretty. Buenas noches, buenas noches. And sending you lots of love from Lima, Peru, your friend Vanessa. Bye bye.